Just 1 week after the UIM Skydive Dubai XCat World Series made its European debut, the countdown is on for round 5 of the 2013 series. The logistics race is up and running to relocate and build the entire race village at a brand new venue, Arona, on the shores of Lake Maggiore in Italy. The host town for round 5, Arona, just 20 kilometres further south from last week's venue, Stresa, and sharing, of course, the shores and waters of the magnificent Lake Maggiore. However, Arona has a character very much of its own, and its people had embraced the prospect of hosting the XCats 100%. The event launch took place overlooking the town on the rock of Arona, where teams, organisers and officials were welcomed by the town's mayor.
We are in the best place in the world with a great friend of Arona.
Grandissimo entusiasmo.
There's been great enthusiasm in the city for the XCats. In this period of economic crisis in Italy and in the world, the city of Arona is opening its mind to developing and spreading the message of the city around the world. There is a big boom in tourism at the moment in Arona, and the XCats are very much a part of that.
È una situazione talmente naturale, quindi
Arona brings a lot of special extras to the XCat World Series. The environment is natural and beautiful, which really adds to the racing. Not only that, but this city also has a history thousands of years old. For example, St. Carlo Borromeo was born here in the 16th century, one of the most famous saints in history. It seems to me that it's a perfect match of history, culture and sport, and to have it held on the lake is fantastic, as it of course holds great value for us. This is what we think Arona brings to the championship.
Una città, ma anche una grande manifestazione sportiva.
The logistics involved in putting on an XCats race are huge, with boats, workshops, the race village, hospitality and much more. The WPPA have spent a lot of time working on plans and custom-built containers to move everything needed around the globe. In round 4, Skydive Dubai were forced to stave off a fantastic comeback from series leaders Fazza, who started at the back of the fleet after a penalty for being underweight during the pole position race. A sensational start saw them speed from dead last to second behind Skydive Dubai, who went on to take their first ever victory in the XCat World Series. However, second place kept Fazza in the championship lead, 290 points clear of their nearest rivals Mawad, with victory moving up to third. They may be on top of the standings at the moment, but Fazza know that the competition is getting tougher all the time and are unlikely to become complacent, as Mohamed Al-Mari explains.
Our strategy, to be in the lead in every race, we push to get the lead from the other, and myself and Arif, we try everything today to be in the first corner tomorrow, inshallah.
So a great weekend in Stresa for Skydive Dubai, which begged the obvious question: they maintain the form. Throttleman Jay Price was cautiously optimistic.
We'd sure like to. Of course, we hope to be on the podium, and of course that top position is one everybody desires, but we also have to think about the championship this weekend, to keep the boat safe, collect the points and get back in this championship.
There's new talent out on the water. The Dubai duty-free pairing of Tom Barry Cotter and Palverek Nilsson didn't have a great first race in Stresa, but they're hoping for more in Arona.
Yeah, Stresa was a big disappointment for us, but that's racing, so this week is another chance, and from the practice this morning we have progressed a lot. It's much more positive, so I am optimistic and we feel much more confident in the boat, me and Tom together. But the bad thing is that the water is completely flat and our boat need some waves to perform, so hopefully it will blow up before the race so we can be a little bit more faster.
Another new face, Eric Stark, is taking the place of Daniel Svensson in Westerland Racing, a much bigger proposition than his usual Formula 2 boat.
Yeah, me and Joachim is friend from a long time ago, and Daniel, who was the Throttleman, in last races, he needed to be home with his family, so Jocke was asking me if I want to do it, so of course I told him yes.
And Joachim, what made you decide to call Eric?
I know him since a long time ago, and I know he's a good driver. He's 2 times in a row world champion in the F2 series, and I believe in Eric, so it feels good.
Are you hoping for a better race here, because obviously you retired in Stresa last week?
Yeah, of course we're hoping for a better race here. We put all the stuff together, we take our time and check everything properly. So hopefully everything will end up over the finish line.
So as we look down on the castle of Borromeo, conditions absolutely perfect and ready for the action to get underway here in Italy. Kicking off, of course, with the head-to-head thrills of the XCat Run. We start with the quarter-finals. First up, Faza against Westerland Racing, boat number 8 on the far side of the course. The Swedes just unable to keep up the pace of Faza, who go through to the semis. Local interest, of course, focusing on the Nicolini entry, boat 6, resplendent in the unmistakable spots closest to the camera. But they didn't have the legs on the victory boat, who took the semi-final place. Last week's race winners, Skydive Dubai here up against Rahib in boat 17. Skydive definitely the faster boat on paper, but with the XCat Run it's notoriously difficult to predict a winner. Getting that perfect start when the flag drops, so crucial. Rahib take it all the way down to the wire. There's nothing in it until the very last moment, with Skydive Dubai taking the heat by the narrowest of margins. And finally, it was 2 victory-built boats head-to-head, with Consul Brokers boat 22 closest to the camera, holding just enough advantage over Dubai Duty Free all the way down to the line and through to the semis. So there's the card for the semi-finals of the XCat Run here in Arona. We've already lost the Stresa winners, Qatar, in the early stages here in round 5. Let's see who gets the edge this time around as we join our commentator on the dockside, Jack Nichol.
Skydive Dubai nearest to us, Faza further away from shot as the green flag goes up in the first semi-final. Skydive Dubai are getting a better initial getaway, but look at the power being fed in from Faza now. One of the best boats in the field. We go on board with them. Arif Al-Safin and Mohamed Al-Mari piloting that boat seemingly to a comfortable victory. They've got a decent margin now over Skydive Dubai, and they come across the finish line to take the win. The team are delighted, they're through to the final. Who will be joining them? Will it be this boat, number 22, Consul Brokers from Alan Al Racing, or will it be 33 Victory Team? Very similarly liveried boats. As the green flag goes up, it's Consul Brokers nearest to us. Victory Team further up the lake. You can see at the wheel there, Alfredo Amato having a little look across to see where his rivals are. The answer is comfortably in front. Victory Team come across the line to easily move through to the final. Good work from Salim Ali Al-Adidi and Talib Al-Sayed. Now they're lining up for the final. There's the Faza boat. We wait for the green flag. There it goes. The final's underway. Faza nearest to us. Victory Team further away. And Victory Team actually have got a decent advantage. They're almost a boat length in front. You can see on the left-hand side, Faza not able to keep up the pace at the moment, but they're starting to come back into it, I think. This is going to be pretty close because Faza are getting closer, but there's the finish line. And it's the win for Victory Team. Very close, as ever. An exciting XCat Run here in Arona. But it's Salim Ali Al-Adidi and Talib Al-Sayed who take the win.
I came before tape, and this one is my first time to get number 1 and beat number 3. That's what I want to say. I'm very, very happy.
So Salim Ali Al-Adidi of the Victory Team, quite obviously pleased with that maiden XCat Run victory in this, the 2013 UIM Skydive Dubai XCat World Series. The local population here in Arona is hugely behind the XCats, but the cooperation of the town to stage the race isn't just important on a local level.
Well, the sport is one of the fields that enhance the relationship between countries and nations. And an event with this big will definitely help to promote the UAE in general and Dubai in particular through the Italian people. It's been a great pleasure and a great experience for me, and I'm really impressed with what I've been seeing here.
The WPPA's investment in the new globe-trotting XCat setup has been seriously impressing experts within the powerboating world.
We are really impressed as UIM about what WPPA is doing with these two events in Europe, in Stresa and in Arona. They have put down a new logistics setup, which is really impressive. And I think that this kind of setup we will improve, we will boost a lot this series for the future. I think that after this first step outside UAE, here in Europe, then afterwards there will be China, the championship will start to have its natural development also in other continents, step by step, but they have a good marketing plan, they have a good logistic plan, and this will be for sure very useful to find new venue and also to deliver their commitment, their promise to the local organizer and to the local national authority, which of course every time are really involved in hosting the event.
So we're building up now towards the main event here on Lake Maggiore. It's almost time to go racing. The XCat World Series is quite the spectacle for the crowds on the shores of Lake Maggiore here in Arona. But it's not just boats on show. But it's these guys who the spectators are here to see as they get ready to go out and throw down the best timed lap they can manage within an open 90-minute session, with the fastest boat getting the best line to the all-important first turn. The number 94 boat of Qatar was going well, relishing the fast, flat course they prefer, and they ended up with a lap time good enough for 5th place. Matteo Nicolini and Tommaso Polli's new Victory-built boat was 4th fastest in the lineup, an impressive performance in only the boat's second outing. After their maiden win in Stresa, Jay Price and Rashid Altea were keen to follow up with another good result. A time of 2 minutes 26.48 seconds, good enough for 3rd place.
Jay, this is looking like a very close session.
Yeah, it really is. This is a course all about speed, and all the boats seem to be able to get the speed, especially two other members of our team. The other drivers are really pushing the boats through the corners. You have to float the boat around to keep the speed up. We need to find first a clean line. Every time we went out, we ran across some wakes of the other boats. It takes a little away from us. Also, when we shut an engine down, it wouldn't recrank, so I think we have a fuel problem. They're looking into that now. If we solve all these problems, well, we'll go out there and try and put it on the top.
It was turning into quite a battle for the top spot, with provisional pole constantly changing hands. Fazer were pushing as hard as they could to get ahead, but with the best time of 2 minutes 26.98, they were behind both Skydive Dubai and Victory, not a position they're used to.
Arif, another very close pole session. Do you think you've done enough?
I don't know, because still number 7 and number 33, he'll try. I know the sport because made him from factory team. I saw how that fast the sport. I have to wait. Example, if somebody he broke in my time, I have to go again.
Do you think there's more time in your boat?
Yes, I think if we'll change now our setup to make it my boat ready, I know I can improve our time, at least half second or max 1 second, and we'll see.
Victory were flying high, and it was they who had the best lap as the end of the session was looming. Could they take their first pole position of 2013? Skydive Dubai felt they had done their fastest lap as they watched the fastest 2 boats on the course battle it out. Then in typical never say die fashion, Fazer went back out, and true to his word, Arif managed to push the boat just that tiny bit faster as they crossed the line in the fastest time to snatch pole away from Victory. The short team had made their calculations right.
Good job!
A great pole session showing everyone how close these boats are and what a competition the 2013 season is proving to be.
You know, it's really a very hard competition between us and the number 7 and number 33, almost few seconds between each other. Every time they break our time and we go again. But thanks God, we make it in the last minute.
So this is how the top 8 line up here at the European Grand Prix in Arona. Less than a second between the top 3. 6 have a great run to take 4th, but Mawad find themselves down in 8th place. With the WPPA's home city of Dubai bidding to host the 2020 World Expo and the 2015 Expo happening just down the road in Milan, some of the organisers came to take a look at the XCat World Series and to show support for Dubai's bid.
L'impressione dell'organizzazione è
I'm really impressed to see the XCat organisation here in Arona. Personally, I'm happy to be here as well, because we're near to Lombardia, where we're preparing for the 2015 Expo.
Noi ci stiamo preparando all'Expo del 2015 e proprio per questo vogliamo incontrare tutte le specialità.
The Lombardia region is still working in cooperation with the national government. We have seen the Dubai 2020 Expo proposal and we're looking forward to supporting it in the next few weeks.
La richiesta di Dubai sui nostri tavoli. Nei prossimi giorni e nelle prossime settimane lavoreremo molto e speriamo di fare un buon lavoro per Dubai.
With the crowds cramming the shores of Lake Maggiore, trying to get their pictures of the XCat fleet, the boats head out onto the course for the start of the European Grand Prix. It's Heat 5 of the 2013 UIM XCat World Series, so let's hand over to our commentator, Jack Nichols, to take you through the race.
The boats in formation then, ready for the start of round 5 of the UIM Skydive Dubai XCat World Series here in Arona. We're on board with Fazza. They start on pole. Victory Team alongside them as the green flag goes up and the race begins. Fazza will want to get a good start. On board we go with Skydive Dubai, who've made a good getaway, but you can see Fazza and Victory Team pulling alongside on the left-hand side of shot there. Nearest to us, Team Gibraltar have made a good start. Mark Walker and Scott Williams doing a good job. Getting quite congested in the middle there. Skydive Dubai moving across on the 6th boat of Nicolini. But Fazza it is who have made the best getaway. They're beginning to streak clear. Arif Al-Safin and Mohamed Al-Mari comfortably moving into the lead of the race as we go on board with Westerland Racing now. Right up behind Moad, who have also made a good getaway. As they come down towards the first corner. Westerland, oh, there's problems there. That's Consul Brokers, they've gone over. Consul Brokers at the start of the race are upside down. And well, the red flag has gone out. The race will be brought to a stop. And that's what we want to see, the escape hatch popping open. And Alfredo Amato and Marco Panesi emerge. There you can see them in the middle of shot. They were behind Westerland Racing, so they must have just got caught in the wake of Westerland Racing, which has sent them up. Well, this will tell us we're on board with Westerland now. And in fact, they're going to get a scissor effect, aren't they? Qatar team coming from one side, Westerland coming from the other. And the Consul Brokers team can't deal with the wake, but that's the best thing. Alfredo Amato and Marco Panesi both out. They'll both be taken for medical checks. The second start about to get underway after that first red flag. Fazza aren't going anywhere. The green flag goes up, but on the far left of shot, you will see Fazza. They didn't move when the green flag went up. On board with Skydive Dubai, who are now in second position, but there, far left of shot, that's Fazza. The championship leaders didn't get away at all at the start there. But up in front, it's Skydive Dubai doing battle with Victory Team. We go on board with Westerland Racing. Decent start for them, but it's Skydive Dubai who are pulling away out in front. Another good start from Team Gibraltar in boat 66. As we go on board with Skydive Dubai. Coming down towards, oh no, that's Victory Team! Victory Team have gone over. They got caught in the wake of Skydive Dubai. You can see the drivers out already. Salim Ali Al-Adidi and Talib Al-Sayed have both emerged. But for the second start in a row here in Arona, we've had a boat go over, and again, it's just getting caught in the wake. And that's a heavy impact coming down. Those Mercury engines ripped to shreds. And Victory Team now out. Here we see it again. Once you get that wake under the boat, the air gets under the boat, you can back off the throttle, but that's about it. You're going over. Third time lucky, let's hope. The green flag is up. This time it's going to be a single file start. as the race gets underway. It's not exactly single file for third place, is it? Qatar team getting alongside early on, but here's the battle for the lead. Fazza, who seemed to have problems in that second race start, are now under pressure from Skydive Dubai. Fazza holding on for the time being, but look at this Qatar team on the outside. Now, when the green flag went up, they were pretty much side by side with the sixth boat, so we'll wait and see what happens there. But here come Qatar team up into second place. Can they get first place away from Fazza as they come into the first corner? They've gone wide there. That's going to allow Skydive Dubai to slot back up into second position, but it's Fazza who are out in front at the moment. The championship leaders coming into this weekend. They've had 2 wins and a second place so far this season, but here come Qatar team again, this time to get past Skydive Dubai. They're back into that second place. Can they take the lead? Their best performance so far this season was a third place in the second heat of the season in Dubai, but they're now into the lead. They've got past Fazza. Great stuff from Qatar team. And well, this is on board with Fazza, and that doesn't sound particularly healthy, does it? You can see boats flying past on the left-hand side of shot. This is on board with Westland Racing. There's Fazza on the left, so they must be struggling with some kind of gremlins. It affected them at the start of the second start, and it's affected them here now. But out of front is Qatar team. Brilliant performance from them so far. It would be fantastic to see them take the victory. Up into second place now. You can see Skydive Dubai now in third position, because this boat, boat 6, is up into second place. Across the line they come then, with Qatar team leading the way. Then we've got the dotted boat of Nicolini in second position. Skydive Dubai are in third. They were on board with Westland Racing, who took victory in the third heat of the championship in Dubai. The Qatar team are race leaders. What a great performance it will be from them if they can hold on to take the victory. They won the Speed Cat run last time out in Stresa, but these men will have something to say about it. These are the Nicolini pilots. Tommaso Poli at the wheel, Matteo Nicolini on the throttle, and this is the third place pilots. Jay Price on the right-hand side controlling the throttle. Rashid Altaya at the wheel for Skydive Dubai. They took victory in their first race last time out at Stresa. They'll be looking for something similar here, but they're third at the moment, on board with Westland Racing. The boat chasing them is Moad, which is the boat that is second place in the standings at the moment. After 2 second places in the first 2 races. Omar Daniel at the wheel on the left, Gary Balla on the throttle on the right, the American. We've also got a good battle between the Fajera racing team and Spirit of Dubai there in boat number 11. So battles all the way throughout. But these are the dramas for Fazza, doing battle with Dubai duty free now, way down in 9th and 10th positions this battle. And you can see Arif Al Zafain not particularly happy with how this race has progressed. Dubai duty free though, having a good race. Tom Barry-Cotter and Palverick Nielsen only their second race, and out of the race is Team Gibraltar. Mark Walker and Scott Williams appear to be out of this one. As we go on board with Fazza, still having those difficulties, and they're now doing battle with Rahib. Rahib look like they're going to try and challenge Fazza. What a difficult day this is turning into for our championship leaders. On board we go with Rahib. The Q80 pair having a good run in this one, but the disappointment is evident on the faces of the Fazza men. But up at the front, Qatar team, well, they got that great start. It has been deemed to have been an illegal start, and as a result, they'll have to serve a penalty lap. So Qatar team are race leaders. When they get to the first corner, they'll shoot off and go round an extra buoy, which will cost them an awful lot of time. We did see at the start of the race, they seemed to be right on the tail of Nicolini when it was meant to be a single file start. So we'll see if they take their penalty lap this lap, but effectively that will mean that this boat, boat 6 from Niccolini offshore, will be promoted into the lead of the race. Now let's keep our eye here. Watch the Qatar boat there, shooting off to the left-hand side. That's it, taking its penalty lap. So that means now boat 6 is in the lead. The Italian boat with 2 Italian drivers on the Italian Lake Maggiore. What a story this could be if they can hold it on, but they've got an awful lot of pressure from behind from Skydive Dubai. Look at that! They're pushing so hard, the front of the boat getting higher and higher, really riding the water. These are the men chasing. Westerland Racing doing battle now with Moad, and that's all over 3rd position as we go on board with Westerland, and you can see it looks like they're taking a penalty lap because Moad are a long way to their left. So Westerland Racing must have missed a buoy somewhere out on the course, because that green buoy is the penalty lap. And there's the concern from Joachim's other half on the pit wall. Rahib look like they've come to a stop in the middle of the circuit. That's a bit of a shame after they were having a good run. But here's the 6th boat. Matteo Niccolini and Tommaso Poli take the white flag. One more to go. Good race this from Moad as well. Keeping going whilst others fall around them. Fazza are still out there lapping, which means they will still pick up some points, but not as many as they would have expected, having started on the pole position. They would have been hoping for a lot more than this. They're doing battle with the Fujera racing team to try and pick up as many points as possible. It seems like an intermittent problem for Fazza, because some of their lap times have been good and some have been terrible. So it does seem like an intermittent issue that they're facing. Whatever the cause, whatever the reason, as they try and get past Fujera. Look at that, so close, and they got caught right in the wake of Fujera and had to dive out from behind. But here come our Italians on Italian water. Matteo Niccolini and Tommaso Poli look set to take the checkered flag here in Arona. Fantastic performance. The Italians win on home soil. 2nd place for Skydive Dubai. That's good news for their championship challenge. And 3rd place across the line for Moad after a brilliant race.
A fantastic result for the 6th boat to take the win. Skydive Dubai weren't far behind in 2nd. Moad jumped from 8th on the start to take yet another podium. Qatar proved their boat is fast in the flat water with 4th, and Eric Stark's debut race in the XCats ends with a fantastic 5th. A huge crowd cheer on their home heroes as Matteo Niccolini and Tommaso Poli take their first ever XCat win. They couldn't be happier.
Matteo, what a day, what a fantastic result here in Italy as well.
Yeah, in Italy is great, you know, when you win a race in your home country, it's like won a championship. We enjoyed a lot. It was very hard, We have one moment in the start, also for us was very risky, our boat going up, but we managed to pull down. And after Tommaso, they do a great job driving in the boat. It was super.
We saw the crowd from the boat on the shores. It was full, packed of people, and you know, winning at home. I come from 20 kilometers from here. That's where I was born. So this is like my lake. It's amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
As the Italians lap up their well-deserved applause, let's take a look at the overall standings after 5 heats. Fazza retained the top spot, but Moad closed the gap on them to just 136 points. Skydive Dubai jump up to 3rd with their fine results in Italy, pushing victory down to 4th. 6 move into 5th with the win in Arona, and Qatar, Spirit of Dubai and Westerland round out the top 8. The 2 rounds in Italy, the series first outside of the UAE, have been a huge success.
Extremely happy that we finally made it. We came to Stresa, we came to Arona, we had a wonderful race in Stresa, again in Arona. The most important thing that we see the city themselves, the mayor, the deputy mayor, the government are extremely happy about you know, the festival environment or the ambient that we put them in. You see how these people have the passion for this sport and how they love this sport. We were very short in time, But with the support of His Excellency Dr. Saif Markhan Al-Katbi, the President of WPPA, and the continuous encouragement and follow-up, we have achieved lots of things, because we needed lots of relationship and lots of involvement from the government to help us make our logistics much easier in the city. So that was a great thing that happened to us. We are very much confident now, after Stresa race and Arona, that we will continue. And the direction from our top management and His Excellency Dr. Saif is to always have a better race than the previous one. So after we finish Arona, we move to China the first week of November, then off to Fujairah. Then from Fujairah, the grand finale will be in Dubai.
Next up, the boats, teams and all that go with them head far east to Ningbo for a race on the East China Sea. We'll see you there.